And we are live, no chill live. 1:15. We back.
Oh, some smooth vibes.
It's been a while, guys. We're on our summer schedule. So I know I'm a lot tanner than the last time you've seen me, but I'm back. We got Julian here. We got Bryan here.
What's good? What's good? What's good in the building?
And we got our boy Troy, in the comments. How you feeling, bro?
Man, I'm feeling really good. I'm glad to be back. Everybody, make sure you like, follow, subscribe, do all that good stuff. We're on Instagram, Facebook, Threads, Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, anywhere that you live stream, anywhere that you catch some really great content. That's where you'll find us.
Yeah, man, we're everywhere, bro. This song really makes me laugh, because it's Frank Ocean off Nostalgia Ultra.
Mm-hmm.
It's called Songs for Women, and he's just making a bunch of songs for women. He's saying, I don't write songs for women to make them like fall in love with me, but he's saying he kind of does at the same time.
Interesting. Can't make up his mind.
Yeah, man, we love Frank Ocean, even though some people don't anymore.
Well, listen, we love him. We just don't love him performing live anymore, apparently.
Something he does not do. All of us on Threads, it's crazy. We got a whole new social media platform in the time we've been away, but, we back. And, yeah, man, right before we left, we were talking about, 4th of July, cancer season. I know. We just had a birthday brunch over the weekend, man.
Well, yes, we did.
We had a lot of celebrations. My dad's retirement party. So many things have happened, bro. You went to Florida. God damn.
Listen, it's been a crazy few weeks. So much happens in a short period of time. And shout out to your pops, retirement. That's a big one. That's a big one. What was it? Over 40 years?
I think it's 43 years.
43 years. My goodness. Whoa. What a time. And shout out to Natalie for her birthday just passed. Big 3-0. Had a nice time. Shout out to Shannon. Her birthday just passed. It's cancer season.
Hell yeah, man. Hell yeah, cancer season. I mean, I've enjoyed it. I've enjoyed the summer. It's been rainy as shit.
It has.
But, we still here, man. How'd you enjoy the 4th of July last week, bro? I know it's your girl's birthday month.
That's right.
What do you love more, your girl or America?
Listen, I think that's an easy answer. Definitely my girl. Definitely my girl. I mean, listen, if you told me today, listen, you've got 7 days to pack up all your shit and move to another country, you got to get up out of here, I'd be like, there's so many wonderful places to choose from.
Yeah, I'd freak the fuck out if someone said that to me. Like, what did I do?
Oh man, but yeah, I had a good time on the 4th. Didn't do too much, honestly. It was raining, so
yeah,
I stayed in the house most of the day. But it was a nice, relaxing weekend more than anything else. It was nice to have not just a 3-day, but a 4-day weekend.
Word, yeah, I had the 4 days too.
Yeah.
They had the annual festival here in Jersey City,
Mm-hmm.
so I hit that up. It was rainy in the beginning of the day. We weren't able to hit the streets, guys, but we will. We will this week.
Yeah.
The rain's been fucking our plans up, but it's all good. I still was able to enjoy myself, able to watch all the fireworks from like New York and Jersey. And I was just talking to my mom earlier. I was just like, it's crazy that 4th of July was last week and it already feels like the month is about to end.
Dude, I'm telling you, as soon as you get out of June, it's like, damn, summer's almost over. Because it starts going by so quickly. And you've got plans. Like you almost always have some plans that are set way in advance for the summertime. It takes out a number of weekends already for you. And then, your weekends where you just want to do something spur of the moment is few and far between.
Booked and busy, yo. We booked and busy, but it's all good. We're back with you guys tonight. We missed you. We know you missed us.
That's right.
One of the big topics that we talked about last week was, Hunter Biden, and he was at the White House on 4th of July, bro. Did you catch the Biden family out on the balcony?
Yeah, they took some really nice pictures. It looked like they had a really good time together, and it looked like they weren't partying just outside, but also inside as well.
Yeah, because they found cocaine in the West Wing.
Yes, they did. Yes, they did. I mean, listen, what's more American than cocaine?
I think cocaine's pretty Colombian. I mean, I'm not trying to stereotype, but I'm not trying to. I'm not trying to claim that. I don't know.
I don't know, man. The American government, they funded the drug war and then created a drug war to fight the drug war. It's just a crazy destructive cycle that we're in, and clearly it's made it all the way to the White House.
Yes, the war on drugs is in the West Wing. Do you think? Do you think? Do you think it's a coincidence that Hunter Biden was there and that's the time that they found cocaine in the White House? Because I feel like, come on, man, it's DC. I feel like there's always cocaine in the White House. I don't know.
Listen, it can't be a coincidence. But at the same time, it's like everybody calls Joe Biden Sleepy Joe Biden, but we haven't really caught him sleeping, and there might be a reason for that. Maybe him and Hunter, like maybe it's a father-son sort of relationship that's just a bond that's more than blood. Like I don't know.
Bro, I'm pretty sure we have seen him sleeping. He's definitely fallen asleep at a couple like conferences and
Is
things.
he sleepwalking? Is that it?
Yeah, that too. But yeah, I don't know. I'm not trying to put this on Hunter, but I don't think it's a coincidence either, bro. But hey, man, like you said, he's a millionaire, son. He just got off his charges. He's gonna celebrate, yo. It's America.
Hey. I love how they called it an unknown item in quotations. Like, we don't know what this mysterious white powdery substance is.
Yo, I'm sure that in order to find out, Hunter Biden was the first one to be like, I'll test it.
Listen, not only that though, if it wasn't anybody from the Biden family, it was my second guess would be the Secret Service, because we know how they are. They've been
it's
before.
a secret, bro.
They've been reported before how they drinking on hours, partying, doing all kinds of crazy stuff. So it could definitely be the Secret Service.
Yeah, I don't know, man, but it was a weird headline. I feel like it happened so long ago, but we were just talking to Hunter. We invited him on the live stream, and Hunter, that we want to talk to you even more now. We need answers, bro. Like, come on, you got no more charges. Come through.
Listen, he's highly sought after. He is a great person to have on your platform to talk about, everyday events as well as his notorious past.
Yes, notorious Hunter, bro. But we celebrated the independence of this nation, the United States of America. I salute the flag behind you. Ice Spice, I love you, girl. It's the only flag I ever salute, like I said before. But before the 4th, at the end of June is Gay Pride Month here in the U.S. and That's a lot of other places around the world, and we had Juneteenth in June. There's a lot of people, minorities and other people celebrating last month, but to end the month, the Supreme Court said, nah,
had to drop the hammer.
They said affirmative action at private universities done. They said you can discriminate against gay people if you don't want to sell gay people cakes. It's 100% legal.
Listen, they said a lot of things, more than just these announcements. They're clearly rolling out their agenda. The Supreme Court is very clearly split along party lines, 6-3, and there's going to be more to come. There's definitely going to be more to come. I mean, listen, it wasn't just with regards to LGBTQ. It was also affirmative action. It was just
student loans.
Student loans. There were a variety of things that they rolled out all at the same time. And, we see Justice Ketanji Brown holding it down for us, but
what is she doing to hold it down? What do you mean? What does that mean?
I mean, she's letting her dissent be known and things like that about the decision of the court and stuff. But she's also a pretty prolific speaker. She's doing her thing, but
bro, I don't care.
Kavanaugh, Roberts. We got what's the black dude's name? I can't
Clarence Thomas, bro.
Clarence Thomas, that motherfucker. He's still alive. It's so crazy.
Yeah. I
don't know
mean,
how he keeps making it.
I don't care to hear from the losing side, bro. I don't give a fuck what you say. You guys are losers, and the Democrats, this is their fault, yo. They let Trump stack the court.
They
He didn't
did.
give a fuck.
They did.
How do you get impeached twice and you are able to put 3 judges on the Supreme Court? This is a lifetime, like, jobs. They're not going to be able to come down unless they die, like Scalia did a few years ago, or you know, or Ruth Bader Ginsburg.
Yes, Ruth
you
Bader
know,
Ginsburg,
she held on to the bitter end. These people,
RBG.
yeah, these people never want to let go of these positions, and I think you're right. Like we talked about abortion being under attack last year, and it's just like, damn, they got a whole agenda. So I don't know, because these are some young judges in the Supreme Court. It don't seem like they're going to stop anytime soon.
No, they're not. And you know, the reason that we're having these problems, the United States became independent in 1776.
Oof.
That's so fucking long. That's like 225 years ago. Like, that's a really long time.
It's not that long, man. We're a pretty new country.
It's a long time in terms of the advancements that have happened, the different industrial revolution, the technological revolutions, the way that things have changed, the changes in health. People are living at almost twice the average lifespan now than they were back in those days.
Well, that's only because most of those people who were dying were like young children, so it took the average down. So the median, those numbers are always a little bit tricky, but you are right. People are living a lot longer. You know, people, didn't even have antibiotics until what, like the 1900s?
Exactly. So there's a lot of things that are different. For us to still have a Supreme Court that has lifetime appointments, I don't think that makes sense. The same as it doesn't make sense for us to have senators and different representatives that are able to stay in office for decades. Like Joe Biden, for example, who's been in office and elected positions for over 40 years. Like, this kind of stuff doesn't make sense, and that's why we're having such a slow system. There's no change. You keep all the same people in there forever.
Yeah.
And then they just put their kids in the office right after them.
Yeah. It's America, and I feel like the Supreme Court, they went out of their way to let everyone celebrate during June to remind us, you're in America. We run this shit. We make the law. So, I do believe in a living constitution. So I do think we should make updates to everything that we do as society progresses. But hey, it's hard. It's hard to celebrate, America and our independence from England when all this shit's happening. But I still went out. I still love the fireworks. I don't give a fuck. I don't care.
I like fireworks too.
Yo,
I prefer my fireworks on New Year's Eve.
I was on a call and someone had mentioned like the drones that they do. Like they do like these drone shows instead of fireworks.
Oh, I thought you meant drone strikes, like killing people. It's like, yeah, we know Obama.
Dropping bombs, Obama. Man, no, I'm talking about. I'm talking about, how they did at the World Cup in Qatar, like they had like these shapes and they would change, like all these drones were like synchronized.
Yeah.
And yeah, this woman was saying, oh, like it costs like $10,000 to do it, but
oh wow,
yeah. But she was like, oh, it's good because it's not loud, it's almost as good as fireworks. And, it doesn't like bother animals and other things. Dogs get afraid of like the noise of fireworks. And I was just like, man, fuck that shit, yo. I need my explosions.
I did see all the dog owners complaining about the fireworks and things like that. I'm like, this is coming. You know that this is going to happen multiple times a year. You're going to have July 4th. You're going to have different holidays, Memorial Day, Labor Day, New Year's, like St. Patty's Day, whatever fucking holiday they want to make up, there's going to be fireworks. What were they doing all through COVID when they were lighting fireworks for a year and a half straight and nobody said anything about their fucking dogs?
Yeah. So many people got dogs during COVID too,
This is true.
And they're like, don't know how to be alone because they were just used to having people. What have we done to dogs, man? I see more dogs in strollers than I do babies these days, and I can't handle it, bro. And they can't handle fireworks. And I'm sorry you're not patriotic enough, dog, but you need to get the fuck out the country if you can't handle fireworks. I'm sorry.
Aren't there earplugs for dogs or something?
Earplugs? Maybe like earmuffs. I don't know about earplugs.
I don't know.
That could be a new idea, man. You can start selling them.
You're right. There are earmuffs.
Yeah. I don't think a dog's ear canal could really. No, hell no.
Yeah, you're right. It would probably get stuck in there. That's a whole problem.
Yeah. But yeah, man, a lot's changed, since we took our first summer break.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was like the same week we last went live, bro. Like we talk about possible fights. I know we're both excited to see, Spence and Crawford fights.
Yes, indeed. End of the month. Let's go.
Yeah.
Let's go.
We got $100 on the line for that fight.
We do. Yes, we do.
So we've been talking about this for like 5 years. So we'll see. I got 100 on Spence. You got it on Bud.
Yeah, I'm excited. I think Bud is going to do his business. I just hope for a good fight. I feel like as I've gotten older, all I really want is a competitive match when it comes to boxing, football, basketball, whatever it might be. Unless somebody I really like is involved, but. With Bud, I'm a big fan of his, so I think he's going to win. But
or someone you really dislike, you want to see them get knocked the fuck out.
that part too. That part too.
Yeah, man. But I think the one fight nobody was expecting was, Zuckerberg versus Musk.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a really good matchup too. I will say it might be a little bit lopsided at this point. Zuckerberg, he's been able to stay steady not only from a business standpoint, but he's been very active. We've seen him doing his jiu-jitsu tournaments and working out with Adesanya and stuff. But Elon, he's been struggling. Twitter's been not looking too hot. I know that there's been a bunch of different recalls with regards to his cars and stuff like that. There's a lot happening.
Yeah, but he called out Mark Zuckerberg on Twitter, and he challenged him to a cage MMA fight.
Mm.
Now,
I'm glad he specified cage MMA because if this was a cage match and it was WWE or something, I would definitely be going with Elon.
That's not real.
It doesn't matter. I'm going with Elon if it's WWE.
So I think what happened after that, Dana White's thirsty ass jumped all over it. He made T-shirts, Zuck versus Musk. He got on the phone with both gentlemen. He said, "I'm gonna make this happen. It's a real thing." This is just weeks after he was saying he doesn't do gimmick fights. He's a huge hypocrite and a hoe for fucking making those shirts, bro. This shit's never gonna happen, but whatever. But it seemed like it was a real possibility because as you said, Zuckerberg has been training in MMA. I remember he rented out the whole UFC Apex last year to watch fights. Yeah. And Elon Musk, he's a bigger guy. I think he probably has over 50, 60, 70 pounds.
Remember those pictures of him with his barrel chest? That was like body dysmorphia or something. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, he's got a lot going on. He's definitely had some surgeries and stuff. But I would like to see this fight. I would really like to see it. I think they, your people out in Italy, they said, "Oh, you guys, you can fight in the Coliseum." Which I don't even know how the fuck that would work.
Be sick, though. That would be insane. But how would that happen? Because literally the Coliseum, they just locked up some guy for carving his name into the wall or something like that.
Fuck, billionaire privilege is how it happens. I don't understand. Travis Scott is performing in the pyramids. Maybe anything could happen. I don't know.
Oh, my God. Yeah. I listen, I would love to see it. I wonder what the pay-per-view is going to look like for that. Because they have millions and millions of followers. They have huge social media platforms. Are they going to just stream it live on their platforms for free for everybody? Or what is going to be the setup for that? I'm sure Dana White's not going to go for that.
Yeah, I mean, if they were to, they don't even need Dana White, but to make it official, they would need, the organization to run it. And Dana White said he would stack the card and put all the best fighters underneath them, and they would be the headliners, which honestly, I feel like
that would be sick. That would be sick.
Would it though? I mean, we've seen fights. We watch professional fights all the time. We see the best of the best, and we watch these celebrity boxing matches and these. We saw CM Punk go in the UFC and get his ass beat. That was entertaining in its own right, but to headline a card, like, come on.
Listen, we are UFC 290 just happened,
Yeah.
right? Imagine UFC 300, Zuck and Musk headline. Then you get Izzy, you get Gaethje, you get all these different guys and girls. Break out some of the old legends. Holly Holm versus what's her face? Who did she beat up and she ran to acting? I forgot
Ronda
her name.
Rousey.
Yeah, Ronda Rousey. Let's get her. Let's get I don't know. Let's get a bunch of people.
Yeah. Look, you already ready to spend
I'm excited.
your money.
I'm excited. Listen, $200 for the pay-per-view. Let's go.
If they can get within the similar weight, I think it would be interesting. But I think they got way too much money. They got way too many things going on. And I think Zuckerberg saw that tweet and he asked Dana White, is he serious? And, I think he took a little bit personal because just the next week, man, he dropped threads.
He looked like he pulled that app together in literally a week because it is so bare bones.
But it's nice. They got 100 million users already. Threads, it's like Twitter. It's a new application from Meta. You could pretty much, anyone with Instagram can create a profile. It imports all of your data, all of your followers onto the new app. And you get to see, people threading, or it's pretty much tweeting. But I find it pretty interesting because we used to be on Twitter a whole lot more. Follow No Chill Live on Twitter.
That's
We're actually
right.
live on Twitter right now. We're actually on Threads too, so follow us on Threads.
Mm-hmm.
We're fucking everywhere, man. But yeah, 100 million users in what, 1 week or 2 weeks? I think 1 week, and at the same time, Twitter is struggling.
Yeah.
Elon tried to say you can only he throttled all the users, said you can only view X amount of tweets, and then they dropped this right afterwards, man. Do you think that this is the beginning of the end for Twitter? Because since Elon has bought it, it's been chaos, bro.
So we've been talking about that for a while with Twitter now, though. I mean, we thought it was going to be done when he first took over the company and then fired 75% of the workforce. We thought it was going to be done in the months afterwards, and nothing's happened. Like I still use Twitter. I check it for whatever's trending and to get my little social media news update sometimes in the morning, and it's still there right now too. So I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen with Twitter. Maybe Zuck will just buy it from Elon.
No,
like
that ain't gonna happen.
a quarter of the price or whatever that Elon paid for it.
That's not happening unless they already have something, a
In the
deal in
works.
place. Yeah, I feel like unless they're just trying to play us all. But I don't think he's gonna throw him a lifeline. Honestly, I mean, Twitter already threatened to sue. Then they put out a cease and desist order or some shit against it because Elon, he fired all those people and he said go find new employment, and they said, Meta said, okay, come over.
And then Meta laid off like a whole bunch of people, tens of thousands of people over the last 6 months to a year. So I don't know. These are different kinds of games that these guys are playing. I mean, billionaire games are a whole different stratosphere.
Yeah, I said they settle this in the octagon, guys. Like Threads versus Twitter. Winner takes all. Winner loses the app. I'm sure Twitter would love to, own Threads and have those 100 million users imported to Twitter because there's a lot of people who have been using Threads who haven't tweeted in a long time.
Yeah.
So I feel like they're gonna fight. Just kill two birds with one stone. Fight for your apps. Put it all on the line.
They're not really putting anything on the line, though. They're still going to, no matter who gets beat up, who loses, they're going to leave and they're going to be however many millions richer after they fight and get that pay-per-view money.
You're right. And, Vegas is where all the big fights happen.
Mm-hmm.
And speaking of getting beat up in Vegas, Britney Spears.
Oh, man.
Your family, Britney Spears, she was out in Vegas. I don't know. I guess she lives there because I think she used to do like a residency out there.
I don't know what she does, man, other than dance crazily. Like,
Listen, she runs up on young NBA players, man. She ran up on Victor Wembayama. I cannot say his name, bro. Can you say it now?
Wembayama.
Wembayama. Victor Wembayama. Is that right?
I think so.
Okay. She ran up on Victor. Victor W. V Dub. She ran up on him.
Volkswagen. Ran up on the Volkswagen. And
yeah, she tried to grab him, went up for the pick. She said that security slapped her to the ground.
She was lying. I knew that video was going to come out when she said that.
Bro, she put out a whole statement, wanted a public apology.
She did.
She said, she's been with some of the most famous people in the world, in sync at one time. She said girls would literally throw themselves at them. On her way to the place, she was knocked down by 3 12-year-olds to get a picture with NSYNC. She said her security not one time touched them or even came near them. She's comparing herself to 12-year-olds. Point being, she said...
I mean, she's the size of a 12-year-old, so...
I don't know about
She's
that.
really small.
Is she? I don't know.
She's very small.
Listen, she said, point being, I don't appreciate, the people saying that I deserve to be hit because no woman ever deserves to be hit.
That's right.
I mean, can she really say this when her first song was Hit Me Baby One More Time? Like, what the fuck? She asked for this shit.
Not the first song, but probably the big one of the big ones. I mean, listen.
Shit, you're right. What was the first one? I think I like the first one better, but it doesn't matter. But yeah, like the video came out that kind of showed, security kind of pushed her hand into her own face. She hit herself, and she did not fall back on her ass. She did look embarrassed from the exchange, but the police in Vegas, they reviewed this and said she hit herself. No charges.
You're right. That was her first song. Holy shit. 98.
Damn.
That was her first single.
Yeah, she's been asking for this. So, like, to me, it's in the lyrics.
Oh my God. I feel bad for her, but listen.
She's been looking for a hit for a long time.
The TMZ video came out and she literally smacked herself.
For real, she did.
Her arm glanced off the security guy's arm and she just, boom, right in the face. It's unfortunate. She also had this to say, traumatic experiences are not new to me, and I have had my fair share of them. I was not prepared for what happened to me last night. I recognized an athlete in my hotel lobby as I was heading to dinner. I later went to a restaurant at a different hotel and saw him again.
Oof.
I decided to approach him and congratulate him on his success. It was really loud, so I tapped him on the shoulder to get his attention. I'm aware of the player's statement where he mentions I grabbed him from behind, but I simply tapped him on the shoulder. His security then backhanded me in the face without looking back in front of a crowd.
Oof.
Nearly knocking me down. Yeah. Embarrassing. Nearly knocking me down and causing my glasses off my face. She missed a couple words there. Then she goes on to talk about all this other stuff, blah, blah, blah. She's 5'3", he's 7'4". Thank you to Vegas.
She did the tail of the tape. Like, come on, Britney.
She did. Listen, I think that this is... I'm sorry that this happened to her, but why is she fangirling so bad? You got to just chill out. If you want to meet somebody... Go about it the appropriate way.
Yeah. I don't think she's an appropriate person or capable of being appropriate. I think she's so like disillusioned because she's had such a weird life and she's been on all type of meds. I mean, you look at the video. I don't know. Did you play the video of her dancing? I don't know. Like,
no, I didn't play it yet. I'm about to play it now.
I mean, we've been talking about Britney Spears and the Free Britney campaign a couple years ago, and I was always like,
we were supportive. We were definitely supportive.
I was not. I was like, I don't know if she should be free. I really didn't know. I was like, I don't know if she could, handle life on her own. She has been handling it. She has not been like hospitalized to my knowledge since she's been released. But she's
definitely towing the line. She is definitely.
She's erratic as fuck, bro.
Yeah. Let's look at her dancing. She posted this video right recently. obsession with her little tattoos that she has.
He slept in the year 2000.
It's crazy. The scariest thing for me about it though, when she dances, is her face. It's always her face. You can tell by the eyes. You can tell by someone's eyes if there's just chaos going on behind them, and it's always like that for her. And
I feel like there's
that's
like
scary to me.
nothing behind her eyes, bro. I don't know, man.
Do you think it's empty for you? I feel like there's too much going on back there. It's just.
I mean, you're giving her a lot of credit.
Damn.
Oh man. Oh, we got Nat in the chat. She said, "Hola, mi gente."
You don't pronounce the H in that. You don't.
Hola.
There you go.
Listen, bro.
All those Latinas and you still can't say hola?
All those Latinos. Relax.
What's up, babe? Happy belated birthday again.
Again. Birthday
right.
month.
That's right. Big 3-0.
Oh my God, bro. Yeah, man. It's crazy in Vegas, you know. Our boy Usher, he has a show in Vegas, and I think we talked about it a couple times here.
Mm-hmm. We have. Very popular.
Super
Still
popular.
haven't seen it though.
I haven't either. I would love to though, but I don't know, man. Is that somewhere you would want to bring your girl to? Like, how
absolutely, absolutely. Because Natalie, she knows how to act, and apparently
knows how to act.
After these Keke Palmer videos and the craziness that happened. Winnie Harlow, Sweetie, they all know how to stay in their seat too.
Man, people just are clout chasing, but yeah, bro. Like Keke Palmer was at the Usher Vegas show, and typically, you know, we've seen him like serenade like famous women. We watched the Joe Budden podcast. You know, shout out to them. Joe went a couple of months ago with his girlfriend, and you know, Usher serenaded her, like did a little twirled her around.
Gave her the 360.
Yeah, gave it a 360, you know. So I feel like he does it every one of his shows. You know, we saw him, you know, sing with Kim Kardashian and other people, having these moments. And, you know, he's a showman.
Yeah.
You know, I know you talked about, you know, how you were very complimentary of his, like, physique, staying in shape at, you know, he's in his
45
40s,
years old,
you
something
know,
like that. Yeah.
So, you know, he's still doing it. And we also talked about his tiny desk. He's been on fire, bro.
Yes.
But Keke, you know, she was another one. She got really excited. He, you know, was singing "There Goes My Baby" with her. You got the video?
I do have the video.
Let's just watch it, man.
Let's watch the video.
Her baby dad, he was not happy.
She hit the note. She had the note ready. Oh, then she gave him the 362.
She gave him.
She did it all on her own. You look good.
Yeah.
Her man was not happy. Her boyfriend, his name is Darius Jackson. I don't know anything about this guy, but
I feel like you made that name up. I don't even know.
That's his name. He on online on Twitter, he goes by Darius Dalton.
Okay.
But he tweeted after this video came out. He said, "It's the outfit though. ... You a mom." Now
he retweeted the video of Keke Palmer and added that text.
He
did. You know, clearly throwing shade at his baby mom who was enjoying her time with Usher.
Yeah. He wasn't done with that either. You know, people started roasting him and everything. And then he doubled down. He said, "We live in a generation where a man of the family doesn't want the wife and mother to his kids, but they're not married, to showcase booty cheeks to please others. And he gets told how much of a hater he is. This is my family and my representation. I have standards and morals to what I believe. I rest my case. Now, in response, Keke, she wasn't trying to have any of that. She said, I wish I had taken more pictures, but we were running late. I am telling y'all right now, if you haven't seen Usher, in all caps, you must go. He was so fabulous, giving theater, Atlanta down, tips and tricks, just absolutely iconic. I was truly inspired as a performer. I whooped some ass in spades too. Where is that pic of us all together with the king himself?
Damn.
Yeah, she gave a lot of sauce. She gave a lot of sauce.
She wears the pants. I mean, come on. I think it was a good response. But what do you think about his initial tweet? Because for me, I thought it was really lame and corny. Like, you can't date someone like Keke Palmer, who, is an entertainer. She's an actor. We've seen her pretty much grow up her whole life on the screen. She works in entertainment. Yeah. It's hard to date, to be with someone, especially you have a kid with someone who works in entertainment, and be critical of them kind of, being a part of this world. I don't think she did anything terrible at all. And also him just bringing up the fact that she's a mom, and I feel like he felt really embarrassed. Like, I don't know how many of his friends probably sent him that video of Usher twirling his girl around and her singing with him
and hugging her while he was singing "There Goes My Baby," and then her doing the 360 and going like that afterwards. Like, listen, if that was my girl, I would have been hot too. But I wouldn't have gone to Twitter.
Shame.
And
Shame.
People been roasting his ass for weeks now. Somebody posted up saying, now I know Keke Palmer's baby daddy ain't sitting up in Keke Palmer's house using Keke Palmer's Wi-Fi on Keke Palmer's phone plan, watching Keke Palmer's son trying to tell Keke Palmer what Keke Palmer can and can't wear as a mother.
Wow, that was great reading, bro. I don't think I could have fucking ever did that.
Oh my God. They've been killing this guy. They've been killing him. Like, listen, I understand not being happy with the way that she may have comported herself in that situation, but you got to handle that in-house, big dog, because right now you're looking like a little boy.
Yeah. I mean, I understand him wanting to handle it in the public because he felt like publicly humiliated. But at the end of the day, nobody was watching that and thinking of you, bro. Like, you got to realize you're not the star in the situation. You got to stay in your place.
Yeah.
If you're going to be a house husband, at least know to shut the fuck up, bro. That's it. Like, and handle it in-house, as you said. But I feel like he kind of just I feel like he felt like shitty about it inside. He wanted to, stand on this hill of morality, like, you're a mom and this is what people are supposed to do. And it's just like, bro, that's not why you mad. You mad because Usher twirled your girl around in front of everybody and she was all hugged up on him and probably looked at him like she hasn't looked at you in a long time, bro.
Woo! Shots fired. Shots fired. Troy, what do you think about this whole interaction? Like, whose side are you on in this? Do you think Keke was doing the right thing? What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, Keke's a celebrity. She's been around. We watched her grow up. We grew up with her. I think she just put on the show, entertaining everybody. And I think the baby daddy, he did too much. You got to keep it cool. I can understand not liking it, but you don't air her out like that in public.
Yeah, I feel that. I mean, listen, we've seen Keke. She's 29 years old. We've seen her since like 05.
Mm-hmm.
In movies, all types of different shows, Disney. Like, she's been in the game a long time. She understands being an actress, performer, singer, television personality. She does this. And Darius Jackson, he does not.
No, Darius Jackson does not. People were pulling up pictures of him and his boxers and shit that he was posting up on Twitter. It's just like, why are you asking for this? He deactivated his Instagram. And his social media, they unfollow each other. Just a bunch of mess.
He deactivated it, and then when everybody called him out for deactivating, he had to activate it again. And
Oh
he
my
was like,
God.
"Y'all thought."
He's a sassy boy.
He's a loser.
Yeah, he's a winner. He still got the baby. He still knocked her up, you know. But come on, and like, come on, bro, handle your shit.
He trapped her. Good job.
He did. But she's still, owning her shit. She looks great after having a kid, and yeah, I'm sure they'll get over this. I think it's hard to date a celebrity. I'm sure he probably feels like invisible next to her, and like, oh, no one's thinking of me. Now they will, but it kind of backfired. But I think this is the attention that he wanted. He felt embarrassed. He wanted to, shame her and make her feel embarrassed too.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I will say I saw a picture of their baby. Their baby's kind of light. I mean, I'm light skinned too, but
relax, bro. We're not doing that. We're not doing that.
All right.
It's a baby. Stop attacking babies, bro. They're innocent.
No, he's a handsome young man. He's got nice chubby cheeks. I would love to.
Pause. She got some nice chubby cheeks too.
Oh,
he get it from his mom.
That was a nice alley-oop.
Oh god, yeah, for sure. Shout out to Usher, man. He's a legend.
He is. He is.
But
listen.
yeah, you said so. If that happened to you, and you're you're home.
That same exact situation. I'm home. She's at the show with her girls, and I see this video go viral.
Yes. What are you gonna do?
I'm gonna call her up.
Oh, word.
I'm not going to Twitter.
What would you be mad at? Like, would it be the outfit?
I don't think it
like...
would be the outfit. It would be more so she was fangirling over Usher. And listen, I understand it's Usher, but I don't think this is the first time she's ever met Usher.
Okay.
Like we just said, she's been in the game for 20 years. I know he's singing "There Goes My Baby," but nah.
Yeah, we talked about the Chris Brown lap dance, and that guy, he spent thousands of dollars for his girl to get front row tickets, and he, made a public spectacle after the video went viral after the lap dance. You thought that girl in the lap dance kind of acted a little bit extra.
She did. She saw her moment. She was like, "Listen, this is Chris Brown. I don't care that my man is literally 10 feet away. I'm doing everything I want to do to Chris Brown."
Which is worse, man? Is this a similar type of thing?
That's definitely worse. Okay. That's way worse.
Okay.
That's way worse. Yeah. No. I mean, listen, Keke, she added a lot of sauce. And it wasn't just her outfit. Like, she added sauce to it. But, no, that was worse. Yeah,
that was pretty bad. But, hey, it's what happens. People go to concerts. You can't be mad at that. Like, honestly, it is what it is, Shit happens. I'm sure they'll get through this.
I don't know about that. It might be done. She might have been getting ready to get rid of that boy anyway. Who knows?
I don't think so. She needs a babysitter while she's out working.
Oh, man.
But yeah, man. I mean, certain people, have been vocal about the way people have been dressing. India Arie. We talked about her. Mm-hmm. She pretty much put Joe Rogan on blast last year, put together like the compilation video, or she didn't put it together. She published it, the compilation video of him saying nigger for like 12 minutes when she was going after Spotify and then paying him millions of dollars, not paying artists.
She know how to pick a cause.
Yes. I mean, she started her career that way. She was like, I'm not the prettiest girl in the video. Like, all of her songs are pretty much about, well, the ones that I know. I only know 2 songs from her. And it's just like really about, kind of being yourself and not trying to conform. But, she was pretty critical of a couple of artists at the Essence Festival, particularly Janelle Monae and Megan Thee Stallion. She was outspoken. She pretty much said like, the issue is what context humanity does everything, but does everything belong in a stage? No. Is everything for kids? No. Is everything for everybody? No. So when are we as a culture going to make something like this mainstream? It shows a lack of dissertation and discernment. To those comments who laugh at anyone who wants these things for our culture, you certainly have that right. Just as many folk have the right to want our mainstream international export music to show us in a respectful light. I'd like to go on the record saying this won't age well. She said, I love Janelle and Meg the way all of us do. And I don't like this moment. Don't bother debating me. I don't care. I do this for 25 years. I've done this. So read and ponder. I don't.
Dang.
She got a lot of backlash.
I mean, I get it. She called people out specifically by name. And let me just throw this in there. She's talking about shit that's not going to age well.
Come on.
Listen. Janelle Monae is 37 years old, and those are some of the best that I have seen. Like, let's put our hands together for Janelle Monae. Her project is out. It is great. Give it a listen. But yeah, India, you gotta understand that times change. You know, and like you said, for 25 years you've done this. 25 years ago, women were just dressing just as crazy as they have been today. Look at Lil' Kim and her album cover. She got her whole pum pum out there, and that cat is purring. So I don't know why we're pretending like this is something brand new. You know, women have been empowered and wearing what they want and doing a lot of different things for the last 50 years now.
Yeah, people are calling her, old head and prude, call her bitter, miserable. She was mainly upset as, what they were wearing, Meg and Janelle Monae, and also, twerking on stage, wearing very revealing clothing. I think it is a little bit dated, her point of view, but
Yeah.
I feel like we see such of the other side of things that we kind of forget that there's artists like India Arie, who have this kind of conservative viewpoint. So I think her opinion definitely holds weight because she did build a career off of this viewpoint. I'm sure there's a lot of people who do agree with her, especially, as you said, older people.
Sure.
But yeah, I'm not surprised she got a lot of backlash from this. Troy, what you think about this? You have any take on her criticism?
Honestly, not really. I mean, I guess I understand why she's saying it. I don't think you should do it publicly, though. If anything, call them, pull them to the side, or I think there's a way to do things. At least in a perfect world, the way I would look at it. But I mean, I think she's definitely foul for calling them out publicly like that.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, while they have the bodies that they can do these sorts of things, and if this is what they want to do with their freedom and who they are and their platforms that they have, hey, you have every right. If you don't like it, don't listen to the music, don't go to the concert, don't watch them.
Yeah.
If you don't want your kids to see it, put a sensitivity filter on their YouTube and whatever other platforms that they're using.
Yeah, I agree. Definitely a dated take. And, sometimes it does feel like some people just want attention. We talked about Zion's ex-girlfriend, bitter ex, coming out, putting out the old texts and Snapchat messages when she found out he was having a new baby with someone else. And I guess she started a new trend because another fat boy, Jonah Hill, got put on blast.
All the exes coming out the woodwork, man.
Yeah, Jonah Hill, he just recently, I don't know if he had a baby with his new girlfriend or whatever, or she just is pregnant, but his ex, he dated this surfer girl. What is her name? Sarah Brady. She's a professional surfer. That was her career when they met, they started dating. I guess things ended pretty badly because she just over the weekend, leaked a bunch of their old text messages from like 2 years ago of Jonah pretty much laying out his boundaries, as he put it. Let me read one of the messages that he had sent her. He goes, plain and simple. If you need, he put together a bullet point list through iMessage. This motherfucker, he did not make a Word document, but like, what the fuck, yo?
Oh, man.
He said, if you need surfing with men, boundaryless, inappropriate friendships with men, to model, to post pictures of yourself in a bathing suit, to post sexual pictures, friendships with women who are in unstable places, and from your wild recent past beyond getting a lunch or coffee or something respectful, I am not the right partner for you. He goes, if these things bring you to a place of happiness, I support it and there will be no hard feelings. But there are boundaries for romantic these are my boundaries for romantic partnership. My boundaries with you based on these actions have hurt our trust. So she was pretty much pointing, she was like, see the misuse of the term boundaries. She put him on blast, yo. She posted some other text to him saying,
some other text. Oh my God.
lot,
this dude is a nutcase. He sent like 20 texts back to back.
I couldn't even read all of them, bro. I just saw him say, I love how your therapist thinks I suck. I'm literally the best boyfriend on earth. I don't know. He's been in a lot of comedy movies. I don't think he's joking.
No, he's not. He's not. This is not him trying to be funny.
No. But I don't know, man. He got a lot of heat from this. A lot of people were critical of her for putting out his private text, which, this is very similar to what we talked about with Zion. And I was very hard on the young lady who made the moment about herself and put that stuff out there. So
you were.
It's kind of hard for me to sympathize with this woman because of the same principle. But I got to be completely honest. I don't like Jonah Hill. Like, he gets on my nerves. So fuck him. I don't care. I don't give a fuck. He's a loser, yo. I'm glad she put this shit out there because he always tries to act like I'm Mr. Nice Guy, Mr. Sensible, Mr. Sensitive, and I go to therapy and I'm just so evolved. And look at him using his therapy speak to be a toxic, insecure loser.
Yeah, that's what I thought when I was looking at some of this. I didn't read all of it either. It's way too much, but definitely insecure, and he is narcissist.
Yeah.
Like those two things are definitely major parts of his lifestyle. The first 2 points that he had were about her like having friendships or surfing with other guys. And it's like, all right, then learn how to surf so you can surf with her too. Get your fat ass up on that board so you can participate in exercise. Like,
or don't date a surfer.
Or don't date someone that's that attractive. She's a beautiful young lady. If you're going to be so upset about the fact that she has friends and that she's attractive and you don't want her to wear a bathing suit or post sexual picture, any picture she posts is going to be viewed as a sexual picture by somebody.
By his rules, a bathing suit. And just like she's a surfer, she can't post pictures in a bathing suit. I mean, I don't know. I always knew Jonah Hill was very insecure. I heard him do an interview on Howard Stern years ago, and he brought up the fact that Jimmy Kimmel made a joke when he came on the Jimmy Kimmel's show. And it's like, oh, like he smelled bad or something. He like held a grudge and like made a point to like be like, oh, I don't like Jimmy Kimmel because he did this. I'm like, bro, aren't you a comedian? Like what the hell? People can't make fun of you. And also, like, he grew up in Hollywood. His dad was like a manager of some rock bands. Like his brother passed away, but his brother was the manager for Maroon 5. So him and Adam Levine are very close. And if you ever bring up the fact that his he had connections in Hollywood. He always tries to downplay it and act like it never had nothing to do with his success. It just seems like he's just a fake ass Hollywood fat bitch. But
you clearly do not like him.
I don't like him. It's because I watched that dumbass movie he made mid-90s a few years ago, and it was terrible, and I just don't fuck with him. I did like his performance in Wolf of Wall Street and Superbad. Like, he's done some good things. Like, there's some movies I really enjoyed that he was in. I think he's talented. He has some talent, but most of his projects I don't care for. But I just really don't care for people who just go out of the way to act like they're like so like, I don't know, perfect and understanding when they're really, an asshole behind the scenes. What do you take of these standards that he kind of laid out? And have you ever had to set boundaries for social media or, when in your relationship? Because, we just celebrated, your girlfriend's 30th birthday, and we had a conversation at the birthday brunch about, some clothes she wanted to wear. It was a conversation for you guys, right? Like,
yeah, occasionally, because she'll try to wear some stuff, and I'm like, your whole boob is out. Like, we can. There's nothing that's left to the imagination. Like, trust me, I like sexy outfits, but I don't want everybody else to know exactly what I see when you take it off too. Like,
so you do have certain like boundaries, but you don't be outlining it like this.
No, not at all. But she also asked me my opinion.
Okay.
So it's a conversation that we'll have. I mean, listen, she ended up wearing the dress that she wanted to wear anyway. It's her birthday. Like, what am I going to do? Like, I'm not going to piss you off on your birthday. That's a line I won't cross because I don't want you to try that. Don't try that shit with mine. All right. Libra season comes is Libra season. But this stuff, surfing with men. Boundaryless, inappropriate relationships with men. Well, I mean, that would be cheating. So you could just say that. To model, to post. So you don't want her to work. To post pictures of yourself in a bathing suit. You don't want her to post on social media the way she wants. To post sexual pictures. What does that mean? Friendships with women who are in unstable places and from your this is so specific. He says from your wild recent past beyond getting a lunch or coffee or something respectful. You can't go to the club with your friends.
No,
like
you can only
this
be
dude
in the
is
daytime.
Crazy. He's too controlling. No, he needs help, or to find some other girl that's gonna let him be the puppet master.
Yeah, I feel like, they obviously weren't meant to be together, to say the least. And, I do think it's fucked up to post old text messages to a relationship that didn't work out. Also, trying to be like on the hill of morality, like, I'm just doing this so other people are aware. It's just like, no, you're doing it to shit on him. Come on, he's more famous than you, just like Keke's baby daddy. You know what you're doing. Don't act like you're like doing some moral thing. Like, you're doing some petty shit. But obviously coming from a hurt place, for me, like, I always encourage girls I'm dating to dress like sexier. I really don't care. I'm really liberal when it comes to that. But, I think everyone has boundaries. Like, I feel like for me, like, if I can see your nipple, then that's too much. Like, but outside of that, I'm pretty lenient. I encourage people. I like people to dress sexier because I feel like I typically like women who are more conservative than me. I like to be the more liberal person. I don't want someone who's like cooler than me. I'm the cool one,
Be careful. You don't want to tell those Jonah Hill lines. He was upset about her being cool. But I agree with you. I think this was in poor taste on her side. Like, yes, he's a nutcase. But I think him and his current girlfriend just had a baby in May. So like, what is, either you're not over it or you're trying to do this to like slander him and maybe he's going to bring charges on you.
I don't think you can't bring no charges for this.
You can't?
I don't think so. People do it all the time.
That's true. I don't know.
I'd be surprised. I'd be surprised if we heard anything like that. But, you don't sign the NDA. You got to be like Tiger Woods.
Here's the thing. Like, I know in certain states, if you're recording audio of someone talking and you don't have their permission, then they can bring charges against you. Now, if you release publicly documentation of your conversations with someone, and it's not audio recordings, but it's written recordings of the conversation in the form of a text or email or whatever, wouldn't that be something you can bring charges up on?
I don't know. We have to see an example of that. I think it's different. I don't know. I don't think it's been regulated. We know revenge porn has been regulated.
Yeah.
But so there are things you could share, or you can't share. But I'm not sure about text messages. But yeah, I mean, everyone has boundaries. Just don't use your boundaries as a way to fucking just control someone and try to make someone into a robot. And don't date someone that you're not secure enough to handle their lifestyle. You want to just change the person because you feel some shitty way. Like, that's lame. So this whole thing was lame on both sides. But, obviously he looks worse, especially him outlining his boundaries and just using that word as a weapon. Troy, have you ever had to have these types of conversations?
Yeah, no, I definitely have. And I feel like that's part of, having open communication. But I mean, again, the stuff that he was requesting it just screamed insecurity, which I understand you can be insecure, but like he just came off very lame and corny in that situation.
Yeah. It's really interesting times. I'm like, goddamn, who'd have thought Keke Palmer's baby daddy, India Arie, and Jonah Hill would be saying the same type of thing?
Look at that.
They should start a podcast.
That would be a crazy crew right there.
Policing women's bodies.
So many different backgrounds.
Yeah. But yeah, like I don't like the trend of leaking old texts. So, I hope no one ever does that to me. But the shit goes both ways. So I'm not scared. For real. Like but I don't invite that type of energy into my life, honestly. Like, you'll never see people go, well, I'm not even gonna say this because I feel like I'm gonna jinx myself. Like, you'll never see this, and then 2 weeks later.
Careful.
Oh my God. Julian support group chat leaks.
No.
Oh my God. But
craziness.
Yeah. Oh shit, bro. Your boy, Jersey Drake.
He's
back.
Backing on tour. Rumors of the album coming out that never did come out.
Has not. It's all a Blur tour with 21 Savage. Started up, I think, a week ago. Already making headlines. No pun intended, man. Someone already threw their fucking phone at him, man. He played it off smooth, he kept performing. But what the fuck's going on, bro? Like, we saw someone throw Cuddy a water bottle at Cuddy last year. We saw someone throw a camera at Steve Lacy, and he smashed that shit on stage. And people were critical of him, but I love when Steve Lacy...
that energy. I like that energy a lot.
Yeah, me too. I wish more artists did some shit like that because they're getting out of hand, man. I think another artist, this woman, I forget her name, damn. She got hit in the face with a phone a few weeks ago, and she was really fucked up, had to be hospitalized.
Oh, you talking about Uzi with his girl?
Nah.
Twice?
For real. That did happen too, man. The phone's a weapon. These things are fucking big as shit. Like,
they're not like light. They're a couple pounds and, well, maybe not a couple, but it's weighty and it's got edges.
Yeah. But Drake, he dodged that bullet. He kept it smooth. And yeah, man, he put out a poetry book. Are you gonna buy the book, bro?
No, I'm not buying this book. It sucks.
How do you know it sucks if you haven't read it?
Every page has one line, and it's supposed to be a poetry book. It's not good at all. One of the things is my talents include a pen. Your talents include a bed. We're both skilled, nonetheless.
Oh my God!
Like, what are we doing?
He made a book of Instagram captions and sold it. Are people buying this shit? Like, what the fuck?
Yes, people are buying it.
Oh my God!
Here's another one. You love to get pretty for people who don't know the truth about you.
Is that it?
That's it. That's what 2 pages said.
Oh my God. That's crazy. That's some scam shit.
Exactly. Like, I wish I would buy this bullshit.
Yeah. Yeah, but I will say I will be going to see Drake next week.
Ooh. You excited?
Yeah, I'm really excited. It looks like a great tour. He has a new stage design. I saw I saw sperm floating around the stage.
I did see that.
I don't know what's real and what's not. But yeah, like people thought that there was a hologram of Drake on the couch, like a younger Drake, but it turns out it was like another person. Like, what happened with that?
Listen, here's the video right here. It seems there was some confusion by a lot.
Almost get a Grammy off that thing, and your boy, man, that boy, you get the operation you dreamed of, and I finally saying get it wrong, you get to make good on my promise. Almost get a Grammy off that thing.
He walks up, and I guess all the lights came on, and people thought that an actual hologram was handing him a book. They thought technology had gotten to that point already.
They thought a hologram was handing
apparently
him a book.
They didn't know that there might be some people in the world that are actors and maybe look like Drake did back in his Degrassi days. Like they didn't think that was a possibility.
They cloned Drake. They cloned him years ago when they did that Sprite commercial. That's what happened.
Exactly. So listen, man, people are crazy.
Nobody knows what's real anymore. Oh my God, we're all fucked. But he also utilized his new stage, when he was performing headlines, to put a bunch of headlines, scrolling across, and one of them took a shot at our boy Childish Gambino.
Yeah. Childish came out and said that This Is America, originally it was supposed to start off as a Drake diss, and then shit turned out like it was pretty catchy, so he just turned it into a regular song, Dissing America. And and Drake, he decided to let us all know that the critically acclaimed song was very much so overrated. And fuck Bino.
He said overrated and over awarded. Yeah. Which I didn't know over awarded was even a word. But hey, Drizzy, he made it up. What you think about that, man? Like, you think Gambino will ever respond? Because I feel like Gambino, he took shots at Drake years ago. At a festival in Australia, he was saying, "I'm better than Kendrick. I'm better than Drake. I'm better than Schoolboy Q." This is almost 10 years ago.
I mean,
and then Drake responded. He said, "You so childish calling my name on a world stage." Then he took a shot at Tiger and said, "You need to act your age and not your girl's age."
Spicy. Yeah.
Atlanta had the Drake episode where at the end of it they said Drake was Mexican. So they've had subtle things go back and forth. Yo, Troy, what you think? You think Gambino's gonna respond to Drake?
He might respond in some creative throwaway shot in some future show. I don't think he'll ever go at him directly.
Yeah,
but it would be interesting to see for sure.
I think that would be a really entertaining beef. Because they're both multifaceted in terms of their ability to act, to write, create, not just music, but also, short videos and things like that. It could get really fun, especially if they work together on it. But
I don't think they're working together.
Yeah, I don't think so either, unfortunately.
Drake is so petty, yo. He's gonna do. He's such a Scorpio, bro. He'll remember anything and just fucking. Years later, he will fucking take his shot at you. He's so calculated and petty as fuck. He also did a speech. He was like, "Oh, thank you." He's hilarious.
He always has a speech. He always has one tucked.
He said, "I'm so thankful to see all the fans here. I'm so thankful to tour. I look at you guys now and I'm so ready to release another album." He was like, "I'm not gonna be like these guys who wait 4 or 5 years to release music. I'm gonna keep feeding you guys. You deserve it." Clearly, we saw Drake at Kendrick's concert last year, the highest grossing hip hop concert of all time. We saw him, rapping along to Kendrick, just there watching him, scoping him out. Baby Keem and Kendrick have been taking subtle shots at Drake. And I feel like this was a direct shot at Kendrick. It took like 5 years to drop his last album, which was really dope. But Drake, I feel like he's ready to overtake that record. He's doing 4 shows at Barclays Center. He's doing 3 at MSG. He's trying to rack it up.
Yeah.
Sounds like
he's going to get his money. That is for sure. I mean, he never stops working. Either he's on tour. I mean, I think the longest little gap that we had was when he was working on his dance album.
No.
We all thought he was partying, or was that after the dance album?
It was the Lover Boy album we were waiting for. That was because of COVID and other things. Remember? And then once that dropped, then he dropped like he hasn't stopped.
Yeah, so. He's been working.
But do you think we'll ever get a Drake Kendrick beef? Because they've been taking shots at each other for years, probably a decade, ever since 2013 and that Control verse. Drake took that very personally. They've been taking jabs at each other. Arguably the 2 top people in the last generation. They obviously don't get along. It's not like Drake and J. Cole. Like, Cole is the one who gets along with both of them, but they don't really fuck with each other like that. Kendrick said, Kanye made up with Drake, but he's a old school Gemini. He said that, what was that, 2 years ago? So, they've been, targeting each other.
There's no way though that they have a real call out names, very directly drop bars. Like, they're not going to do that. They're both at a level where it just doesn't make sense for what.
Yeah, but
it's not going to prove anything.
So you think it's more likely that Elon Musk and Mark Zuckerberg fight than Kendrick and Drake get into a rap beef? You sounded like you feel like that could actually happen, but this is like you're like, no, it makes no sense.
Maybe. I mean, it would be a first to see people that rich fight.
I don't know.
It wouldn't be the first time that we saw very popular rap stars fight, beef. For sure. So I think maybe we'll see something new.
Yeah, I don't know. Troy, you think that Kendrick ends up responding to this, or you think they'll just be subtle for the rest of our lives?
I think it'll probably be subtle for the rest of our lives. Unfortunately, I would love to see it, but I doubt it'll happen.
Yeah. We all know, with Kendrick Lamar and Drake, I feel like they kind of are solidified. They have a lot to lose. And I feel like we've seen Drake more so in some beef. Kendrick not so much, kind of more subtle stuff, like with the Big Sean stuff. And he's always taking his shots, but no one really has gone after him in that way. Drake, he faced Meek Mill, he faced Joe Budden, Diddy. Like he's gone back and forth with Tiger, Gambino. A lot of more people, but the most famous one was Pusha T. And Jim Jones, he took exception to people putting Pusha T in the top rappers list. I saw Drake at the Apollo in Harlem, and he brought out Dipset and Jim Jones, and he was in cosplay as a Dipset member. So Jim Jones seems like since that moment he's that Drake really is in Dipset, because he's been defending him, and anytime you see a camera in front of Jim Jones, he's going to defend Drake now. And he was taking some shots, a little bit disrespectful, dismissing Pusha T's spot as a top MC. Pusha T, shout out to Pharrell, Pharrell, he had his first fashion show as a what is it, like the creative executive of Louis Vuitton Men's.
Yes.
So it was out in Paris, and Pusha T and his brother Malice from Clips, they walked the runway to a new Pusha T verse on a Pharrell beat, and he was taking some shots at Jim Jones, and it sounded good. I ain't never seen no rap luxury shit like this. He had Jay-Z and Beyonce, front row bobbing their heads to this against Jim Jones, who I feel like Jim Jones was just kicked out of the Louis Vuitton store a couple years ago. Jim Jones was quick to respond, though. He took a few days, but he released a freestyle over the same beat.
He did. Let's take a listen to it. Just the first few bars to hear what he had to say. Oh, we got a Dunkin'
It's time to
Donut.
stop staring at this Dunkin' sausage, egg, and cheese.
We need
And
that
time
money,
to go
Duncan.
get this Dunkin' sausage, egg, and
That's a
cheese.
fact.
For $3 with a medium or larger coffee, it's time for a Dunkin' run. America runs on Dunkin'.
Jeez, how many commercials we got here?
Someone's got to make money off the beat.
Disrespectful.
Just like Pusha.
Shit, I ain't gonna lie. I ain't gonna lie, I'm kinda disappointed, nigga. But listen here, before you drop that, before you drop this shit, let me give you some inspiration, cause you lacking, homie. That shit was trash, we gon' let them get a do-over. They got you gas, you must think that you the new Hover. You a 4.0, nigga, I jumped in a new Rover. Your brother still jumping in bed and you tell him move over. These two roach niggas don't know what to do on no raid. Kanye gave you whips, but that's what they do to the slaves. You trying to act bad, but we ain't doing charades. I really have bombs on the block just like I threw a grenade. What you need? I don't got no time to be concerned with no watch you got. You never been uptown, by now work up by the poppy spot. Trying to get illusions when you run up in the Aki spot. By 5,000 bottles, you turn around and get a choppy chop. I spent 500,000 down in Mazda spot. I got a $500,000 car with the bras on top. And fuck they flowers, we got roses with the stars on top. I make a toast with my jewels like a mazel tov. My name is my name.
Okay. He was dropping some bars. He was definitely spitting a little bit. Out on the streets in New York. I mean, it's not bad. But I think a lot of people were more impressed than I was with his response. I think the most impressive part was he got a hold of the beat before Push even really dropped the diss. Like,
yeah, he did. He responded. I think he responded pretty well, but I don't think you could top the Louis moment. I mean, it was just too swaggy.
Yeah.
And what he was saying, it wasn't so obvious. You know, it was very kind of like, I don't know.
There's levels to this.
Levels, man. Super strategic. Who else could do that besides Pusha T? Like, he waited months to find a moment to be like, nah, I'm going to embarrass you and have the most famous people nod along to it, wearing the flyest clothes in the world and celebrating one of the greatest creative minds, Pharrell, all in one place.
Yeah.
You can stay on the streets and the sidewalks, Jim Jones. And I like that. I like that he kind of went to that element of it, because at the end of the day, that's where hip hop started, you know, in New York on the streets. But, you know, I hope it ends here. I really don't care about this anymore. Troy, did you have any takes from this?
No, I mean, I just hope we get good music out of it. You know, Jim Jones isn't a slouch. Pusha, you know, is, you know, top 50 like the who was it, Billboard said. So as long as we get some good music out of it, I'll be entertained. I don't really, you know, that's all I really got.
Yeah, that's what I want more than anything. I want another diss from Pusha, because I think he's gonna be annoyed by this. But when it'll happen, I don't know. It's already been a few weeks.
It's not gonna happen no time soon. Like, when we get the next Push album, we'll hear some more bars or some shit. You know, he don't care. Like, he's living he's doing other things. Like, I think, you know, he said what he had to say. You know, we love Pusha T. We all saw Pusha T last year.
That's right.
You know, Pier 17. It was dope, man. I just saw T-Pain there last night. Yo, T-Pain.
You did.
Yeah.
What songs was he doing? Did he do like a bunch of the classics that T-Pain has? Some of the songs he's featured on, or what?
All of them, man. All the above, bro. Yeah. I mean, he has a lot of features. He has a lot of remixes. So he started off with that, you know. Yeah, he has his own solo hits, like a handful, but he saved those kind of for the later part, which is good, because, you know, he was just doing parts of songs, and that motherfucker needs to work out, because he was so out of shape, man. He got a beer belly. He's
never been small though.
That's true. You know, he was, you know, doing some pop locking. He was doing a whole lot of pop locking.
Yeah.
He was pop locking more than he was singing, bro. I'm not gonna lie.
Damn.
100%, man. Like, he had like, there was like a little mini stage on top of the stage where there was like these stairs, like the DJ booth. And this motherfucker at one point like climbed the stairs and had to like stop and breathe. It was crazy. It was good because, you know, it was good bops, good energy. Like, I love Pier 17, one of my favorite venues for concerts. But and it was good to see him. But yeah, like, he took a break after like every song, like almost every other song, and it kind of killed the vibe. Like, you know, you're smoking, you're drinking, you're in a vibe. You know, he has up tempo music, and then it just goes black. They weren't even playing music in between songs. I'm like, bro, you can't keep doing this. And then at the end, he's like, oh, I know I took a lot of breaks in between songs, but that's only because I was getting this karaoke machine ready for you guys. And he starts singing some songs I don't want to hear him sing, like some 80s rock songs. I'm like, all right, time to go. But it was a good.
That was from his newest project where he did like samples of those old 80s rock songs and stuff.
It wasn't though, because he did those covers. He did the covers.
Oh,
like,
it was something else too?
he started doing other covers that weren't on that no one asked for. But the people who stayed, I was happy because it allowed us to kind of leave like before the crowd left. So shout out to T-Pain. I also just want to like. I'm so tired of artists having the crowd sing the songs more than they sing it, bro. Like, I'm not paying to sing your song in front of you. Dude, you sing your fucking song.
I told you, Mary J did that to us at the Roots picnic. I was pissed off, man. She was barely. It gave the same sort of energy. Like, oh, I'm tired. Y'all sing it. Like,
unacceptable.
It's not cool. Like, if I wanted to sing it, I'd turn that shit on while I'm in the shower.
Word. Troy, have you ever been to a show like that?
Oh yeah, absolutely, and it's one of my pet peeves as well. I hate when the artists have the crowd sing way more than they should be singing. It's very disappointing.
Yeah, I don't like that shit either. But T-Pain's a legend. Someone in the crowd was like, he looks good for his age, and I was like, he's not that old.
He's not.
And
people don't realize that he was writing songs when he was like 15.
Bro, she said he's like 50, and I was like,
no,
he's like in his 40s, and I looked it up, and that man is 38. I was like, damn.
He's young. He's young.
I know. But yeah, man, T-Pain hit the gym. I'll still go see you if you come back around. Because it was fun. I didn't have like super high expectations for that shit. But yeah, yo, I know we mentioned the summer league for the NBA. Have you seen the fucking giant sphere that they're playing in? That shit looks sick.
No, I haven't seen it.
Oh man, you gotta look it up. Look up Vegas Sphere. Like, they have like all these holograms on the outside of it. It's a new arena in Vegas that's owned by like MSG. That shit is sick. So
wow.
Yeah, it's crazy. They made it look like an eyeball.
Oh, and they can change what it looks like on the outside.
Yeah, man, it's some futuristic shit.
That's pretty dope.
But yeah, it's some futuristic stuff. But I saw you put on here that there's going to be an in-season tournament. Like, I didn't even look into this. I did not hear about this. Like,
yeah, dude, they just announced it. They just announced it last week, and it should be pretty interesting. So what they're trying to do is it's going to be an in-season tournament. It starts beginning of November, and it ends by December. So
that starts this year?
Yeah, this year. So they're kind of setting it up the way that they do it in like club soccer with like the Premier League and stuff like that over in Europe. 30 teams. They're going to be broken into a bunch of different groups of 5 teams. And then they'll all compete against each other with knockout rounds and then move forward to like group play where they select different teams based on how many games they win and stuff. And then it also has a lot to do with sort of their in-season records and prior season records and stuff. There's a lot of different aspects to it. I think it's a little bit more complex than I would have liked.
Yeah.
But
what's the point of it? Like, I don't even, what do you win? Like, what the fuck?
So the prize is that I think every player wins like $500,000 or something.
Okay.
If their team ends up winning the in-season tournament.
Oh, that's such bullshit, yo.
And then they get, like a MVP and things like that.
This is stupid, yo. Nobody cares. It's so early in the season. Imagine like putting up a banner. We won the in-season tournament. Nobody fucking cares.
Yeah, I thought it was weird that it was so early in the season, like you're saying. Like, yeah. I mean, they essentially start the tournament after they played maybe 10 games, because the season starts middle of October.
Yeah.
I mean, the only real thing about this is that Ja's not going to be able to play. That's the main thing I noticed when I saw the dates. I'm like, oh, well, they purposely made this so that Ja can't play.
Yo,
so other than that, they should have waited until right after New Year's.
Yeah.
And then had it go until All-Star break and then cap it off with All-Star break.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just not into this. Like, we'll see how it goes. Maybe, I was also critical of the play-in tournament. Now it's actually entertaining. The Heat went from the play-in tournament all the way to the NBA Finals. The Lakers almost did the same thing. They got swept, but still they made it to the Western Conference Finals from the play-in. So I don't know, but what's gonna happen with your boy Dame? He requested a trade since our last live.
Yes, he did. He finally requested the trade after he's only maybe 7 years too late, something like that. But it's all right. He's made his $500 million from the Blazers. Hopefully, they'll go ahead and do the right thing and finally get him to a team that can win and that's a real organization with at least an immediate future. Um, I don't know what's really going to happen with this situation. They've come out and said that they're in it for the long haul. If they really have to wait and not trade him until February, then they'll do that. That would be pretty shitty, but organizations have done worse. So I don't know. I think that him coming out and saying, "Oh, I only want to go to the Miami Heat," I think that was dumb. Now he's come out and said, "Oh, well, maybe I could do Philly." Or maybe I could do the Celtics. Like, I think he should have just left it open-ended and then worked with the team about it. But TBD, man. TBD. I don't know.
Yeah, shout out to Dame. You can always come to the Knicks, man. I've been saying it for years. You know you love to rap. New York. Come on, bro. Come to New York.
Unfortunately, I just don't think it would work in New York. You can't have him and Brunson. And then who else on the squad?
Yeah, a lot of people think things won't work, like Michael Jordan and his son.
Oh boy,
I just saw that Stephan A Smith, he actually spoke out about Larsa Pippen's relationship with Michael Jordan's son Marcus Jordan. So I just want to play some of the audio because I haven't heard it yet. I just want to hear what Stephen A has to say about this, before we get into what MJ said.
He's been getting into some salacious stuff.
It looks gorgeous. It's perfectly understandable why Marcus Jordan said, "Dad, I appreciate where you're coming from, but you need to fall back. I ain't trying to hear you. What the hell you got to say, Dad, on that? Do you see what the hell I'm with? Shit, Dad, I ain't letting that go, Pops. I'm sorry, Pops. You know what Jordan probably did? Want me to tell you what Jordan probably did when Marcus sat up there and said, Dad, you see her? I'm passing this up. What do you know what Jordan did? He did exactly what he did when he hit those damn 5 3-pointers in the first half against the Portland Trailblazers in the NBA Finals with Magic Johnson doing color commentary on NBC.
What? Hit that shrugged.
I promise you that's exactly what Jordan did. Because I can't stop my son from getting some. He's a grown-ass man.
What platform
did he say this on?
His podcast.
Who to be with and who not to be with. I would have liked for him to make a better choice. And I don't mean better to denigrate Larsa in that way. When I say better choice, meaning something that didn't hit so close to home. And that's why, Larsa, with all due respect, nobody wants to hear about your traumatization.
I'm glad that Stephen A's podcast has gotten better. I listened a few times, and he was still like the same person he was on ESPN, and it wasn't great. But this is much more entertaining.
Yeah, he's expanding. His topics. I saw he shouted out Martha Stewart a few weeks ago for being on Sports Illustrated. So he's getting more into pop culture.
Good for him.
But yeah, he's pretty much he's speaking on. Larsa said she felt like traumatized and embarrassed by MJ's comments. Now, Michael Jordan, he was out to dinner with his beautiful wife. I think they're on vacation in like France or some shit. And they asked him, "Do you approve of your son dating Larsa Pippen?" What did MJ? What did he say? Oh, there.
Hey, Mr. Jordan, what do you think about Marcus and Larsa Pippen together? You approve of it?
No.
You don't approve? Do you think he's going to ask her to marry him?
Oh man, he did not have to stab his son in the back like that. Not on a public stage. But I know Jordan had a few drinks and he was like, fuck it, no.
I think he did the right thing. First off, the only reason people were talking about this relationship is because of Michael Jordan's relationship with his old teammate Scottie Pippen.
True.
The age difference is crazy. He's our age. He's 32.
It's like 15 years.
I think it's 17 years.
Yeah,
she's 49 and he is 32. They have a podcast together where they talked about this, and Marcus was saying, "Oh, I knew my dad was just joking." He was like, "Oh, everyone was, sending this to me, calling me up. But he said his dad, Michael Jordan texted him to tell him like, oh, I was just, fucking around or whatever. And he's like, he understood. He's like, the Jordans, we just very competitive, and we just, this is just how we are. And Larsa was like,
Marcus, you're not competitive. You're not competing with anyone.
He's competing
except Father Time. Like,
yeah, and then Larsa said she was like, she didn't find it funny at all, blah blah blah, but she did, say, oh, I'm glad that he reached out, or she can't talk too spicy about it, but she was not happy. I think MJ, he meant that shit 100%. Like, he's like, I'm not fucking with this. Like, come on, bro. You 32. Would you ever date a 49-year-old woman if you were single?
No, not a 49-year-old. The age limit would have to be 40.
Yeah, that makes sense. My age limit is 32.
Your current age. Real nice.
It's really like 30, 31. Yeah, but
any you want to keep rolling it back or no?
But 49, like, you're my mom. Like, I'm sorry, I don't care how much surgery you had. She's still doing it for the clout. Come on, she wants to go from Pippen to Jordan, and this is her way to do it.
And she's still got no backbone. Talking about, I'm traumatized. Girl, you're an old ass woman. You're about to be 50 years old. Listen, get over it. You picked this guy. You've been on a media tour because the shit is salacious. So why are you pretending?
Yeah, because you got a podcast to promote, and they celebrated her birthday, I think, like, after Jordan made those comments, and they posed for pictures of him, Marcus, smoking hookah from her boobs. So seems like everything is good. She is still a mother, a whole mom, as Keke Palmer's baby dad would say.
Yeah.
But do you think that the relationship is gonna last? Like,
it might. I don't know. I think she's like playing right now. I think she's having fun, but at the same time, where do you go from here? And I feel like that's what she's been trying to figure out.
OnlyFans. They got the podcast. That's the next step.
She would get a crazy bag.
Yeah, but listen, it looks like you're already ready to spend the money.
No, I'm not spending the money. I told you, anything over 40. Plus, I'm not spending money when there's porn for free. Like, but I mean, plenty of people do, and
yeah, I was not surprised when I saw MJ react like this. I'm surprised he didn't say it sooner, but he's not outspoken like that. He's not out in the media like that. I'm surprised. They were even able to get to him. We don't really see the paparazzi like after MJ. So, he was like on vacation, like somewhere else, because when he's in the States, he's kind of super low key.
Yeah. Plus he's got the money to keep it low key. But I wish them the best. It's just,
I don't wish them the best.
I wish them the best. I want them to be happy. Like, whether it's together or not, I want everybody to be happy. But this is messy. And they knew that, and it'll continue to be messy until either they get married, and then it'll be messy when they get a surrogate or whatever else craziness they decide to do.
No, I do not wish them the best. I wish them the worst.
Really?
Fuck them. I do not like this relationship. I think it's super clout chasey and gross on so many levels. I think he looks so corny.
The hookah thing was really corny. I will definitely admit that. That was a bad look.
It's like the Megan Good thing. It's like, why be a pawn for somebody? They're using you just for clout or just for a name or just to get through some shit. Like, I don't like those media games. So, especially if your dad is Michael Jordan, bro, like, have some fucking self-respect. You could have so many more people in the world. You're going to let this woman use you as a pawn to like prop up against her ex Scottie Pippen because he got a problem with MJ and blah blah blah. Like, that's lame to me. But we saw Scottie out recently, and it seems like he's living his best life too, bro. I know you've been pretty critical of Scottie Pippen since you're such a big Jordan fan, but how you feel about him hitting the streets and being out there, bro?
I mean, what else is he supposed to do? You look at a lot of these retired ball players, Paul Pierce, Chuck, Shaq, everybody's doing what they want to do. Everybody's trying to pursue happiness, and Scottie deserves it too.
Okay.
And he's clearly not. Yeah, he's clearly not finding it with his ex, and his kids are pretty much grown at this point. So he's gotta find a new partner. Now, the woman he found, I don't know how he feels about her flashing her boobs to the paparazzi, but through the bra, it looks all right. So
I don't think he's mad at all. I think he's loving this shit, yo.
Yeah.
I think they're both married with kids, and who knows what they're going through. But they obviously both going through a midlife crisis right now because this shit's embarrassing. If these were my parents out there, divorced and
Wild.
just wilding, like competing with each other with TMZ shit, trying to out wild each other when you both like in your fucking 50s, I'd feel really embarrassed.
what can you do? But I mean, I'm sure for the kids, they probably watched this growing up all the time. It was just in the house.
Yeah, it's different. It's different, you know. I mean, you never know because I mean, look at Steph Curry's parents. You know, we thought they had the perfect marriage, and then
We did.
they got divorced, had a messy ass divorce, and then both popped up with another divorced couple.
They chose the swing couple. Like that's the craziest shit, and nobody really talks about that, which is even crazier. But Steph got a good publicist team.
Yeah, and they're not like out there trying to make headlines. As you know, these people they call the paparazzi. Like, obviously, Larsa Pippen was celebrating her birthday. She fucking had them document that because to get some good publicity or promote their podcast. With Scottie Pippen, the paparazzi were following him. He knew the girl was going. You know what I mean? He looked like he was cool with her just rolling the window down and doing that. Like, so I don't know. I think it's all petty games. It don't matter how much money you have. Don't matter how famous you are. You could still be lame and corny and have a midlife crisis. So I think that's what we're seeing. I just wouldn't want to be a part of someone's midlife crisis, especially if I already had rich parents. Like, it's not like he's getting a bag from this. What are you doing?
But maybe that's why the kids don't care. They got everything that they want.
I'm talking about Marcus.
Oh.
Like, he don't need to do this. You know,
What does he do?
he's in love.
This.
What does he? He
I
doesn't
feel
have
like
to do
I
anything.
feel like one of the most disappointing things would have to be for a parent to become like the greatest or like the most well known for X, and your kids just do nothing with it.
What do you mean?
Like for Michael Jordan, arguably the greatest basketball player of all time. He has kids. What have his kids ever been great at?
I don't know. Maybe Marcus, maybe he's great at poetry. Maybe his poetry game is crazy.
But we would know. We would know if he was great at poetry.
Why would
now.
we know that? We don't know any great poets. Look at Drake.
Maya Angelou.
Bro, get out of here.
We
man.
know all the rappers are great poets. That's why they're famous. Like, there's plenty of people. I'm just saying, he was the greatest at what he did. And then it sets your kids up for failure, yes. But at the same time, it's like, do something.
Yeah. I mean, Donald Trump was famous for saying, I don't want to name my son after me. What if he is a loser?
That's a good point. That's a fair point. That's why I would never. Well, that's not why, but I would never name my kid after myself either, because I want them to have their own destiny. Be their own person. I wouldn't want to name them after either myself or another like famous person or anything like that. Now, if I like a name, sure, I could use that name.
Mm-hmm.
But
yeah, I wouldn't name my kid after me either. Like, it's one me, and if I do have a loser kid, I'm blaming the mom. Because it's not from me.
for real, you gotta switch it around. How women are always like, that child came from me. You're exactly right. That kid right there, that loser, that bum, that degenerate came from you.
Right? No one ever claims the fucking losers. It's always like, my kid did this. My kid. Okay, let's hear about the bad shit your kid did.
Nah, but as a parent, you definitely take some ownership. You gotta do it.
Yeah, this one couple, man, they said they're never gonna become parents because they're this woman's this Australian husband, he got a vasectomy at 34, so he and his wife could live a selfish life without children. Which entails taking lots of naps and vacationing whenever they want. They say, it's my chance to enjoy a carefree life. He and his wife, Andy, 25, are self-proclaimed dinks, dual income, no kids.
Have you ever heard of that before?
Yeah, actually, the first time I heard of that was because Troy told me.
Troy, where did you hear this term?
I don't think I actually heard of the term, but Shannon and I have talked about having kids and not having kids, and right now we're leaning towards not having kids.
Really?
But we make decent money, so we're like we can just do whatever we want and just enjoy life without having kids. If my brothers, sisters have kids, I'll be a great uncle, treat them to whatever. But I don't know if it's for me right now.
Okay. I mean, the good thing is vasectomies, they are reversible. So if you change your mind in like 10 years or something, you can always go back. But
would you be open to a vasectomy?
No, I've had that conversation as well. I'm not doing that. I'm not messing with that at all.
Oh, okay.
Boundaries.
Yeah, I don't have a vasectomy. I'm not getting a vasectomy, but
yeah, I wouldn't do it.
Yeah,
either.
no, I'm not. That's too risky.
Yeah, I feel the same way. And anytime you have to do a surgical procedure, I'm unless it's like necessary for my health and well-being, no, I'm not doing that.
Yeah, like for me, I don't know. If I have kids already, I'll get a vasectomy, but not until because I want to have kids. Not until I have kids will I do that snip shit. But if I have some kids already, I'm good. But yeah, this couple, they say they first spoke about kids in the first few months of dating, so they knew they were on the same page, and they said they felt like children are too expensive. A lot of people have called them selfish, and they pretty much owned it. Now, the term dink, I don't know, man. I would never want to be called no dink, bro.
Yeah,
that shit sounds like a slur.
Yeah, that's not a cool acronym. It's not.
No, it's not, But they said, the DINK lifestyle allows them to get most of their childhood back and enjoy a stress-free life. They can focus on what they want, their career, commitment as a husband, and helping others. So they really believe in this. They made a choice to not have kids. But meanwhile, a 2018 study that found that having children can increase happiness, provided that the parents can afford them. Do you think you could ever be a dink? Is this type of lifestyle ever? Does this seem appealing to you? Because none of us have kids, so.
No, we don't have kids yet, but I don't know. I've always wanted to have kids. I've always wanted to have siblings that were younger than me. So because there's such a large age gap between me and my siblings that I never had a chance to play with them. It was a different upbringing for me, almost that of a single child with aunts and uncles rather than siblings. So I know for me, I would always want to have kids. But no, I don't think I could do it.
Yeah, me too. I feel like I'm having so much fun now. I've had so much fun in my life, but at a certain point, it's not gonna be fun anymore. I don't want to be 45 doing the same shit.
Yeah.
Personally, I feel like it's natural for us to want to have kids and have something else to build on, and kind of raise another human. I feel like we're built for that. So I would love to do that and see myself and some other people. Hopefully my kids aren't losers. But no, I'm pretty sure I would enjoy that. Maybe not now, maybe in a few years. But yeah, I understand the argument of, not wanting to spend money on kids because that shit is expensive. But, you think of the long term, who's going to take care of you, when you're old? When you're on your deathbed, what are you gonna think of? I feel like I'll always think of family and my memories, and you don't need kids for that. But I feel like if you can have kids and support them, and if you're a good person, we need more good people to have more kids. I feel like, why not? You'll figure it out. People have been poor and not had money and had kids are, throughout humanity. That's how
That's
humanity
for sure.
exists. So
That's they've been having too many kids. That's the problem. But yeah, I feel the same way. I think that it definitely makes sense to me, and something that I would want to do is once I finally get married and stuff, I would want to take still maybe a couple years before starting to begin a real family with having kids and stuff like that. Just so we can be married, continue to grow together as a couple and things like that, and enjoy our time just together. Because once you have kids, it's like 18 years.
Yeah.
At least.
Yeah. I was just having a conversation like a week ago about like some people who were like engaged for like 4 or 5 years, and I was just thinking like if engagements, they should have an expiry date. Like if you don't set a date for your wedding within like 12 months or maybe a year and a half, let's say 18 months. Like
wait, 18 months to set the date, you're saying?
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
18 months to set the date for your wedding, then you're expired, you're single. Like if you don't set a date, you don't make a plan, what the fuck is the point of being engaged? Like if you're not ready to get married, like the point of being engaged is like, I want to get married, I'm ready to be married. But people just do it for like a party and a ring, and then just to call someone their fiance for 4, 5, 6 years. Like I'm not calling that man or woman your fiance if you've been engaged for fucking 3 years. That's embarrassing. How you feel about the time limit, yo? You think that should be a rule?
No, I think that makes sense. I think once you propose, it should be like you're aiming to actually have the wedding within like 18 to 24 months.
Yeah.
After your engagement.
Yeah.
But I also understand other things happen, like if the money's fucked up or if there's a pandemic or like there's a variety of things that can happen, like extenuating circumstances, but that should be what you're aiming for. Because at that point, what'd you propose for if you're not ready to get married?
Yeah, people be bullshitting. Like, they just want to have that moment. But I was just thinking about that. We need expiration dates for that shit. We need more rules, like more rules. I mean, if you're
I don't think they're gonna make more rules for marriage. All these people keep getting divorced, so it's not.
I don't know, man. The Supreme Court, they're in some other shit, man. They might not even let people get married, or certain people get married. I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, I feel like if you're like, we talked about the woman who left her husband who was fighting cancer. And I'm like, yo, she wasn't ready to be married. And I feel like some people, if you're not ready, then don't do it. Like, it's a lifetime commitment. But I do think we should regulate that and should be more incremental. But, these radical ideas, they'll be implemented once I'm president, in 20 years. But this one woman, she said she's looking for a husband and she's willing to spend $5,000 for the right referral. Ooh.
Listen, I could probably help her out. $5,000, that's a great bonus.
And I was gonna offer myself, but she got some requirements that I don't fulfill, bro. She's looking for someone who is 5'11" or taller.
Oh, damn.
I know. I'm 5'10". In my platform boots, I'm like over 6 feet. I'm like 6'1". But this woman, she's 5'10", but she's been single. And she says she's been single for 5 years, meeting people in person and on the apps. She says, but since COVID, like it's been a weird shift in dating culture. Guys don't approach you in person, and most of the men on apps aren't swiping to seriously date. So she feels like paying $5,000 for a husband who's vouched for, meets her needs, and is ready for a real relationship is totally worth it. She has her non-negotiables. For her mate, she says, worthy candidates must fall within the age range of 27 to 40, stand 5'11" or taller, boast a witty British sense of humor, and have strong affinities for sports, animals, and kids. In this article, it said, people took exception to her asking for a man who's 5'11" or over, and they said only 14% of men in the U.S. meet that requirement. And then when you add everything else that she was asking for, it's such a tiny percentage, bro. So
Where's Kevin Samuel? R.I.P.
do you think that she's gonna be able to find a husband this way? Because she says she hasn't gone out on any dates since she put this out. She said at first she just told her friends that she would do it, but then she was like, let me go to TikTok. And I think the TikTok that she posted got hundreds of thousands of views.
I really would love more information about this, because she's 5'10". She's 35 years old. She's a corporate attorney. And she's in LA. Now, all those things lead you to believe that she would be sought after. But she's been single for 5 years, so I wonder what's going on.
I mean, she's in LA. LA could be a hard city to meet people and date, seriously. I mean, New York is that way. Like, people stay single here forever. And, she's looking for people who are tall, people who don't have baggage. She's 35. So, if you want someone with no kids and, hasn't been married and fits a certain requirement, age requirement, money requirement, they have to have these things. It gets a lot harder.
Dude, I think some people's biggest issue is that they only travel in the same circle all the time. And they're so comfortable in that zone that they don't branch out. And that's why they experience a lot of these problems.
Do you think the 5K could help? Like, he got a half a million views on this TikTok, but she said she hasn't even freaking gone out with anyone since then. But do you think that this tactic will help her find her man?
It might. It sounds like she just needs to really find a matchmaker, and they do exist. Yeah. Like, if you're willing to spend $5,000, then go find a real matchmaker anyway, and they'll get it done for you. That, or maybe start replying to the DMs that I'm sure she's getting, and when the marriage happens, you better hit that Cash App, that Venmo, that Zelle, and send your husband $5,000.
Hell yeah. I don't know. I mean, she seems like, she could afford it, clearly. I think maybe she should go utilize, be a passport bro, like that one girl. Go outside the country, find you a man.
I don't think that's going to work out well for a woman.
Why not? The woman, she says she's dating every one man from every country. She's but you don't think it's going to work for her?
I don't think so. Not at 35 years old. The chick that was doing that, she was in her 20s.
Yeah, she was like 27.
Yeah,
I think. Yeah, but I don't know. I don't know. I feel like $5,000 for the right situation, if you make enough money, that's cool. It's a cool proposal. I mean, we're talking about it now, and I feel like a lot of these articles, like, people just put themselves out there. They make these TikToks so they'll see, be publicized, and hopefully someone will find it and be like, oh, I'm gonna talk to them.
Yeah.
But I did find it interesting that she noted, like, how things have changed since COVID with dating. And I agree with her, because it is hard to go out and meet people.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's like you can still meet people on apps, which I'm sure she has. She said she's met people in person on apps. It just hasn't worked out.
Yeah.
But I don't know. She's not that much older than me, but it's different as a woman, for sure. Because my age range is definitely different. Hers is 27 to 40. Mine's lower.
Listen, you know what else she could do? She could use that $5,000 to get a membership at Soho House in LA. That way she can have a new place to go meet people. Like, there's a variety of things that she could do with that $5,000 other than go to TikTok.
Honestly, I'm really surprised you said that, because I thought you were going to say she could use that $5K, go to Colombia, get the BBL.
I was not. Oh, I think she looks attractive for the most part. Like, I mean, her face is all right, and she's got an okay body. She's tall. Like,
yeah. No. Yeah. There's things she could do, but
of course,
we'll keep you guys posted. And let us know. Do you think 5K will get you, your perfect match? I don't know. And everyone, yes, like this video, subscribe, follow at nochilllive everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
We're on all the platforms. Yeah. One couple who's married, former New York City Mayor Bill DeBlasio and his wife, who came out as a lesbian before she married him.
Mm-hmm.
They, have been married for years. They have two kids together, two grown kids.
Yeah.
Together. They've been married since 1994.
Wow.
And they plan
almost 30 years.
Yeah, they plan to stay married, continue to live in the same home in Brooklyn while dating other people.
That's kind of crazy, isn't it?
Yeah. So they say, I hope that we can be a model for how couples can communicate honestly about what their needs are and to conduct themselves when they find it's time to move in another direction. I think that's important. Damn, that's what we're doing right now. But there's a very deep bond between us. We've been together for nearly 32 years. Damn. And raised a beautiful family. So they're trying to be an example for other people, man. They've been married for a while. They're going to open up their marriage while still living in the same house. Could you imagine doing this, man? Like dating, being married to someone for fucking decades. And I understand getting divorced or being separated, but to stay in the same house while dating, like
32 years. There's no, no, I couldn't. Like, unless, this made me think of like House of Cards.
Okay.
Because of the relationship they had and how like strange it was, how there was a lot of open things happening. He was like bi, she was like cheating on him all the time. Like there were a lot of different things happening.
I feel like those things go hand in hand.
Yeah. Well, yeah. So I'm wondering like what their relationship was like, because it clearly had a lot to do with the political sphere, since they worked together in politics. And then, of course, he was the mayor of the largest city, in the world. Like, so it's an interesting dynamic. I just don't understand how they could plan on staying in the same home while they start dating other people. It's like, I don't know. That's weird, especially for people of their age.
Yeah, it is weird. I mean, she came out as a lesbian before they got married and married a man and had a whole family. So clearly, she had some taste for some other things. And I'm sure that they probably, were doing some freaky things. But to live in the same house while dating someone else, is that a different version of cuckolding, or am I thinking too much into that, because it seems like that to me. I feel like I would feel that way if I'm used to being with someone, my wife, we're not getting divorced, we're separated, I know you're out there doing things. I mean, I don't know. And who do you think made this choice? Because I feel like it was her.
I feel like it was her too. But I don't think it's cuckolding, because that implies that you have to be watching and you have to enjoy like the emasculation of watching somebody else have sex with your wife. And I don't think it applies if she's a lesbian.
I don't think it matters.
It doesn't? Maybe if the other chick breaks out the strap, I guess. I don't know. But either way, this is a very unique and strange thing that I haven't heard before. Especially for people in their like 60s like this, and they've got grown kids, which makes it, I guess, easier to do whatever they want. But I don't know. Yeah, it's unique.
Troy, what you think about this, man? Could you ever see yourself in this type of situation?
No, I don't think I could. But I mean, relationships and everything evolve constantly. So I mean, I don't judge. I don't think it would work for me. But I mean, if you're together and you have this kind of breakup, I mean, it could be worse. So, it is what it is. Wouldn't happen to me, though.
I mean, she said they still love each other very much, which I can understand. There's people that break up. They understand that they don't want to be married to each other anymore, and then they still are in love or have love for the other person. Yeah. But
she's doing all the talking to me. I'm pretty sure this is her choice, man. She's like, I put up with you for decades. I need to get some pussy. And he's like, I'm sure she's going to get way more ass than him, too. What do you think? Who's going to get more? Because New York hates Bill DeBlasio. That's going to be hard for him to get some pussy.
Maybe that's why she left him. She was like, listen, we were together for a reason of you were supposed to be able to make it to the White House, and I was going to be, your black vote, and you lost that shit. So
he was never going to be in the White House. Man, I don't care how much cocaine is there. Damn, yo. We're at 2 hours. We have a lot of other stuff, but I think there's one more I really wanted to talk about, man. It was this one woman who went through her husband's phone.
Oh my God. Yeah. This was this was sad. I felt bad for her.
Yeah, man. Jane Lewis, 40-year-old from New Jersey. Jersey, shout Jersey. We always rep Jersey.
And then the article says, scrolling through her unidentified husband's phone. We know who this is. We know where she is, where she lives, and we know her age. You think we can't find her fucking husband now? That's disrespectful.
It's hilarious. It's so funny. But yeah, she said she went through his messages. She said, I think she said she had permission from him to go through his shit. Yeah, she said with permission, she came across disturbing text messages when they first got together 6 years ago. Mm-hmm. Now her husband is 35, so she's a bit older than him. But she said, I went through his messages to see who he was talking to. Him and his friend don't text that often, so I only had to scroll back about 10 messages. 10 messages from 6 years ago.
And they were all bad.
Yeah. She quickly scrolled back to the time around of the beginning of their relationship. She was heartbroken to read how disrespectfully he talked about her to his friend. She said, I got to one from when we first got together saying he was using me for my money, how ugly I am, and how he won't have sex with me. The messages continued as her now 35-year-old husband bragged about an ugly chick who wants me so bad.
This is terrible.
Insisting that she would do anything for him, had already invited him to move into her home, although he hadn't fucked her yet, and had plenty of other chicks who were hotter than she was. He continued boasting about how he planned to make out with her a little bit to keep her happy, despite the fact that she looked nothing like the hot girls he sees all the time, despite his belief that hot chicks are stuck up anyway. It was pretty bad. It was very shocking. I was devastated. The mother three confronted her husband of 2 years, who claimed he to be remorseful and incredibly embarrassed for his former immature self. He was mortified. He was pretty upset, and he apologized. He said he felt bad about himself all the time, and he just wanted to make himself feel better. Damn, man. We talk about going through phones all the time. My stance is always like,
don't do it.
Don't do it. You're always going to find something to piss yourself off no matter what. Yep. They've been married. This is something before they got married. It's pretty pretty damning stuff. He said he felt embarrassed. He took ownership of it. They have kids together. This was years ago, but she says she still feels some type of way. When he calls her beautiful, she's like, "Oh, don't you mean I'm ugly?" She doesn't believe him. It's crazy. She's like, I'm not stupid. I'm just ugly when he asks her a question. So she's still bitter about this, man. What did you take from this? I know you said it's a pretty sad story, but
it is. I feel bad for her. I feel bad for her really badly. Especially because they're married now. It's really tough. And I also feel bad for him because sometimes you can't explain the way that you acted or things that you said from a few years back.
Yeah.
You just can't. And here in this situation, he is between a rock and a hard place. The worst part about it was that line where she says, I don't know how I'll move on from it. I'm hurt by it. If he asks me a question, I say, I'm not stupid. I'm just ugly. He calls me beautiful, but I don't believe. That line was really upsetting.
I mean, you see pictures of them in this article, and his face is blurred out. She seems like a normal looking woman.
Yeah, I think she looks normal. I mean, listen, the I just woke up pick that wasn't a good one. But
she's 40. She's 40. She looks like she's like 50 something. You know, but listen, he married her. He's a father, he's a husband now. You can't hold something
they
against.
Got 3 kids and 2 years. Wait, like the math, they probably got a kid put together before they actually got married.
Well, or she had a kid already.
Yeah, or from a previous relationship.
Yeah.
But I don't know if they're going to be able to bounce back from this.
I think she knew. She had to have known that, you know, he felt
How would you know that though?
Yeah, she did say he acted completely different. She said she was totally shocked by his behavior and now she can't trust him. But I'm like, yo, you guys took vows together. This was in the beginning of your relationship, you know. And honestly, like, it's a trade-off. It worked out. Sometimes, you know, when you get with the ugly chick and you make that sacrifice, you jump on the grenade, it could turn out to be the mother of your children and the love of your life. But you can't hold his words against him before he took those vows with you.
Not only that, I mean, you already said he doesn't talk to this friend that much, so maybe it's not really a friend. It's just one of the bros that he used to go out and try to pick up chicks with or something. Like, they texted 10 times in the last 6 years.
Yeah, and it sounded like, you know, him comparing her to all the sexy, hot girls he was dating that he was clearly fronting. Like,
yeah.
You know, so I feel like he was being sincere when he apologized and said he felt embarrassed. And he obviously was coming from an insecure place with those messages. But still, she's the ugly chick reading those messages. So...
Yeah, I just think for her, I don't know if mentally she's going to be able to get past that. It's going to take a lot.
Well, I mean, what's the alternative? Fuck Bill DeBlasio? Like, I don't know what she's going to do. Sometimes you just got to take the L and just be like, all right, roll with the punches. Like, you're going to be bitter. Don't go through people's phones if you're not ready to read some shit about yourself or see some shit that wasn't meant for you to see. He was talking shit to his friend. It's unfortunate. And like, did she reach out to the newspaper? Like, how did this even become a story? Like, did they even explain that to her, to us?
It just says, no, it just starts the story. It doesn't say like Dear Annie or anything like that.
Yeah. So she went to the news with this. That's how upset she is. I would have kept this to myself because, yeah, like, as you said,
the comments
we know everything about her.
Yeah,
we have pictures of her. Just because they blur his face out, it's going to be pretty easy to find.
But I don't know what, the thing is with situations like this, I don't know what people are looking for. Because in the comments, all you're going to get is the worst possible thing, which is the first comment that I'm seeing right here. You're never going to trust him again, so best to cut your losses and leave now. That said, don't go through someone's phone unless you can handle what you find. Like, that's the first comment.
Yeah. People sympathize with her, you know. It's just
the second one. You owe it to yourself for a peaceful journey from here on in. You need to cut him from your journey and see what you can find. Like, everybody's telling her to leave this guy when, up until now, he's been the model husband, according to her.
Bro, someone said, get a lawyer, take his stuff, get a cat, live alone with your cat and your phone.
Like, that's why I'm saying, I don't know what she was looking for by posting this, other than advice on, like, leaving him. Because that's all people are going to say. Like, if you're trying to work through this and get past it and try to find a way to trust him again, then you need to go to therapy and talk to him and a psychiatrist.
Yeah, she knew she was dating a younger guy who was immature, and, you know, he was obviously insecure at the time. You know, Frisky Fingers commented and said, why would anyone keep old text messages? Rookie. So people have their opinions. I would not put my business out there like this. And someone also said, I mean, he's not wrong, ... So there's people on both sides of the comments.
I haven't heard nothing in support of this guy yet.
People are saying, like, where's the lie? They're like, what's wrong? Like,
that's not helping him. Like,
other people
are
saying,
making it worse for him by saying, where is the lie?
Someone said she is objectively ugly. She should be glad she was able to lock down a man.
I don't think that's fair. I don't think she's ugly. I think she's like super basic.
She's just normal. I'm sure he's not beautiful either. That's why he felt the need to like, talk his shit. I would hate to read some shit like this about me, but let's be real. It's not.
She put her name out there, and now everybody in the world knows this.
Jane Lewis and all their pictures
from New Jersey. Like,
goddamn. Well, you know what? She bagged them. Sometimes, it's crazy. It's crazy. I feel like if the roles were reversed, people would celebrate. It's just like, oh, she lowered her standards and they fell in love, but it's different.
If this guy looks like Brad Pitt, she better suck it up. You better get over it.
I'm sure he doesn't, but listen, don't go through people's phones.
Yeah.
And if you are talking shit about your wife and you get married, before you get married, just delete that shit. Because why? Why hold on to those messages to Rick from down the street? Like,
exactly.
You already committed to this relationship.
Yeah. At a certain point in the relationship, you gotta do a purge.
Yeah. 100%. But yeah, it's a fucked up story, but hey, hopefully they survive it, man. We talked a lot about people's boundaries and relationships today, so that's definitely a theme. Maybe we could take some of these questions out to the streets before we go back live again next Wednesday, and we will be back next Wednesday, the 19th. 8 p.m. Eastern time. After that, we're going to have another break for a few weeks. We go through our summer breaks. We're out in the streets all the time. We got a lot of shit to do. Traveling, concerts, other things. We'll be back in August. But yeah, it's been fun, man. I definitely missed going live over the last few weeks. So I'm glad we came back. We had so much to talk about. We had so many things we weren't even able to get to. So many.
Plus, we didn't get a chance to do any calls today, but we'll have that for you guys soon. And I'm looking forward to hitting the streets this weekend. Yeah, what are you thinking? Hoboken for sure.
I'm feeling like Hoboken. Yeah. Troy, you play kickball in Hoboken, right? Like,
yes, I did. My kickball team is trash. We're 0-5, but tomorrow we're hoping to get our first dub.
Hopefully. Fingers crossed, man. Damn. Fingers crossed. Damn. What? Tell us a little bit more. Like, what's been the cause of the losses? Are you guys struggling to get some runs in, or what's going on?
It's just a poor fielding. We'll try to synergize out in the field. Yeah, defense. We'll dropping easy catches. People getting over aggressive, trying to instead of getting the easy out, trying to peg people. Pause. Ball goes flying. Just constantly just stacking up the runs. So yeah, can't find a dub.
Damn. You guys got to be more disciplined.
Yeah.
Do you guys practice and stuff, or is it like you show up on Thursdays?
We show up on Thursdays. Some people are buzzed, some people are drinking ahead of time and stuff. So it's a lot of fun. Don't get me wrong, it's fun, but yeah.
But you want to win at a
We want to win. Yeah. Last season we didn't win any games. This season, no games. Wow. We'll see.
How many games in a season?
About 6 weeks.
Oh, it's almost over.
Shit! Yeah. This is like the last week.
Yeah, tomorrow's the last week, and then the new season starts. I think end of July.
No drinking before tomorrow. All right.
No, you should win one game, man. If not, then dismantle the team. Y'all looking like the Yankees right now. What the fuck, man?
Yeah, man. It's been
a struggle
between the Yankees and the Mets. Oof. Hopefully, it's not a precursor for the NFL season for New York.
We'll see. We'll see. We got a lot. We got a lot ahead of us. So, yeah, we're going to hit the streets. We're going to have people call in next week. We want to be more interactive. We want to get people more involved. Yeah. So we'll definitely set up some calls next week. And, yeah, we're just piloting things. We're trying new things. I know the streets have been hungry. So we're here to feed you guys. So.
That's right. Feed the streets.
Hell yeah, man. Any last words, bro?
No, man. Just follow, subscribe. We're on all platforms: YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Twitch, anywhere that you catch your lives, your reels, your long videos, anything at all. We are there.
TikTok.
That's right.
Threads. We're everywhere, guys. So, make sure you like this video. Like our reels and shorts and TikToks and send it to your friends,
Show love.
And we're going to show love to the streets. But yeah, we'll be back next week, and yeah, we'll have a lot more to discuss because there's so many topics that we didn't even get to. You know, it's crazy, that nurse and the secret car sex and the patient dying from the heart attack.
R.I.P.
Like,
R.I.P.
a bunch of AI things, fake wedding proposals, fucking.
Jamie Foxx is back.
That's awesome.
Back.
That's
Yeah,
great. That's
I was
great
happy
news.
to see that. I was really happy to see that.
Yeah. So we got a lot ahead, guys. I hope everyone's having a great, safe summer. It's flying by. Stay cool and stay safe, and we'll be back next week.
That's right.
Peace.